Alright, one more day on this knuckle. This should be the end of it. Okay, that's where I left off yesterday, or well, 2 days ago I guess. I forget. Do I find some more parts? Keep missing parts I need. Alright, so we had the oil pump all done. Oh, I found a washer for the oil pump down here for the adjustment screw. So I had 3 different washers. They're all the same washer, they're all different thicknesses. One was 60, one was 54 thou, and one was 48, 9 thou. So the 60 didn't tighten up at all, it just the screw got tight. I put the 54 5 thick one in there, and it was just barely touching the pump as it hit the bottom. So yeah, I want a little more compression. So I put the 48, 49 thou one in there, and that had like a half a turn of compression onto this taper before it was tight. So when I did that, I put capillary action Loctite on it right here, 290, to seal up the screw thread and also the tip. It all had Loctite on it. So I let it sit now for 2 days, so it should be good to go. I taped up the oil pump outlet so it shouldn't make a mess, so all that should be good. Alright, cam cover was already pretty well all done up before, clearance wise. I got the lifter block screws all cut down last time. Motor turns over fairly easily, so that's good. So everything looks pretty good. So now it's time to actually put together for real. So those come out. Cover comes off one more time. I think we added about another 6 times on the on and off again on there. The last day we worked on it there. Got to be over 50 times that thing's been on and off now. Go back and count. Whatever you see, it's been more than that because not everything's on the video. So this motor's turned out to be a pretty good motor. Just taking a lot of damn work. More than normal. But not abnormal. All these things take a lot of work usually. So now we got to take our gasket off so we can goop it up for one last time. Pull all this stuff off here so we can goop everything all up like it needs to be gooped up. And everything's dry in here, which we don't want dry. Dry is always bad. That nice little oil pump just lifts right out of there. So, like I said, we got the oil pump working pretty good. It's got oil in the pump and everything. So I don't like all this in play in here, but it is what it is. Can't control that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and goop up all of these parts. We got our thrust washers in here. There's 3 different washers in here. So we got a 60 thou cam shim, or valve guide shim, 74 inch. And then we got the 30 thou, and then I got a 7 thou shovelhead rocker arm shim. None of those are circuit breaker shims, but they are now. We made them into those, at least I did. Okay, so we want to make sure we got some lube on all of that, so we'll put some lube on that. Some over here in the idler shaft. Now you could put a washer or two over here and tighten some clearance in the idler shaft. It doesn't matter. It's a straight cut gear, it does what it wants. Gotta lube up the oil pump gear down here. Some oil on it. Get some breather hole activity going here. Don't be afraid to lube stuff. It's a knucklehead breather. Got a big ass slot in here. I guess that's how you identify it being knuckle. There's no holes going lengthwise like a shovel, but they do have a slot over there. Who knows? This nest knows what they're doing, right? A little bit of oil right there in the breather to hold the washer. Washer's on. Okay. So now we got our oil pump drive gear here. We'll put some oil on that. We don't want the oil pump to run dry. These worm gears are under a lot of load, so you want to make sure they're lubed. Don't put them in dry. Alright. Big slots on the bottom. Right there. Push it straight down because it works good. Wipe the oil off. And your spring and your spacer goes down next. We got our circuit breaker worm gear to lubricate it also. Same thing, you don't want all the stuff running dry in there. Okay, then we got to put some oil on our pinky. Then we get some lube inside the bushing here. These bushings are splash lubricated, so it might take a while before they get any lube into them. Especially if you just let your bike idle. Worst thing you can do. No oil flow at idle. Okay, nice and wet. Good. No shim on that one. Okay, we go ahead and lube up the other gear. Your idler gear. There's two ways of putting that in where there's an offset of about 1/16 of an inch. I think it came out this way. Yep. When it sits flush, you do it the correct way. It's flush right here. Previous videos I showed it the other way. Here's our shim that goes down there. It's our spacer. There are some of these take snap rings in here, like this one here has a snap ring groove in it. You can put a snap ring on there to hold it tighter so it doesn't move up and down so much, but it doesn't matter, who cares. This one here would have one also, but in this case it doesn't have one on this shaft, so you can't use it. But you gotta be careful, sometimes those snap rings hit on the cover right here and lock up the gear. So I've had that happen, so you gotta be careful. Just because Harley put them in there doesn't mean they fit, especially when things have been modified. Okay, now we're going to do our cam. So we got to lube up all our lobes. Got lobe, 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 and the shaft. Put our washer in there. Take the oil, run it around. Make sure it's got oil all the way around everything. That'll work. Shim is held on. Okay, now for the biggie, we gotta lubricate our gear. So the way you do that, you take your oil and you just run it across the gear as you rotate it. Quickest way to do it. Like that. Let me put that in there. Now, normally I would have the other gear in there already, but I'm going to do something different on that. Okay, make sure your marks line up. Excess. Probably wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of oil on these other gears a little bit because they are dry, especially the circuit breaker one. They don't matter as much because there's not a lot of load on them, at least not until the generator's in there. Alright. They're lubed. Okay, put our mark over here where it belongs. Okay, so now we got our cam drive gear. Okay, on this one here, it's an S&S gear and an S&S shaft, and it's loose on the shaft. It is not a bead-on fit. That's bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sleeve retainer Loctite on this, and hopefully it'll set up and lock it. Stay locked. Don't know. Hope it does. So, there's some sleeve retainer here. I'm going to lube this thing up a little bit. Just like putting a semi-lube in there, except we're using Loctite. Now don't put too much in there because you don't want it to be running all over the motor inside there. But we do want to have something that's going to do something. Let's pretty much get all the surfaces wet. They're kind of wet in there now. It's going to have to fill up some gap. Not sure how much, a little bit. Go ahead and put some also on the shaft over here, top of the splines anyway. So be careful, don't put it where it doesn't belong. You can get in trouble really quick with Loctite, so be careful. Don't overdo it. Okay, so everything's got a little bit of locking on there. Okay, now go ahead and slide this on where it belongs. So we got our two marks here we got to line up. Wipe off our excess Loctite. Okay, so looks like the big spline is right over here. So I got to turn the crank over, the big spline lines up with our timing mark. So it looks like that's where it goes. Line up everything up. There it goes. Okay. We're all lined up now. See how the marks line up? That one lines up, that one lines up, breather lines up. And the Loctite's in there. We don't want it on the face because we don't want it to stick into the bushing. Now the cam cover is going to push this down to probably a little bit below flush. You see how the bushing sticks up above the surface. So this has to go down below the surface to clear. And this thing doesn't have a lot of clearance there, so it's pretty tight. You know what, I think that's some of our tightness right there. I didn't think about that before when I was trying to figure that out. See, it's got rub marks right here. It's actually hitting on the top of that because that doesn't go down all the way. Stops right there. I think that was some of our problems. It's tight on the gear. Or I mean on the bushing there. Oh well. Didn't think about that before. All the times I was dealing with that drag. Oh well. It is what it is. So. Yeah, looks like it's doing some stuff there, looks like. Looks like it's only hitting a little bit on the top, not too bad. Let's go ahead and do a little peening on it. Alright, we're trying to gain a couple thou clearance there. We're just mashing it down a little bit. Hammer time. Okay, so we're going to make sure we got a lot of lube right there because we do not want the Loctite to set up on the bushing, obviously. Make sure you get a lot of your cam bushing too because they don't get lube very much. Okay. We'll lubricate our shaft. And same on this one. I'm also going to make sure I got lubricant on the face of the gear because I can see how it's tight on that bushing. And I don't want any Loctite to stick on it. Okay. There's no oil on your gasket surface. Oh, I almost forgot something. I found the missing screen. There we go. Blow the dirt out of it maybe, if there's any in it. Black spot is gone. So the screen goes around the retainer and it pinches into the case. I never remember how it goes, so whatever makes it tight is how it goes. Figure out a way to make it work. Yeah, that ain't how it goes though. Oh, somebody wants me. We'll be back.